Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the next exciting chapter of Dreams of Infinity. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper for this game, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Ashleyien, Hana, John, Kira, and Los. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
You're so good at that. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we built the tokens for this game. You can build yours today at HeroForge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show descriptions. Last but not least, this Monday we've got another episode of Aether Shanties, our Sagas campaign. Our heroes have just defeated a odd sort of creature that's kind of goes beyond descriptive, though I feel like the Magi-Knights would probably think of it as all too familiar. But now they have to explore what appears to be a gigantic ship, somehow in the middle of a forest. Should be interesting to see. Now you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter as @random_rhapsody, on Blue Sky as @random rhapsody, and on TikTok as @randomrhapsody_TV. I'll clean that up in post. But anyway, that's it for our announcements. So join us as we return to Loropa City and continue on with the Magi-Knights as they investigate the Dreams of Infinity. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And as I've mentioned before, the way we do our recaps in this campaign is by offering up the Random Rhapsody coin to whomever does that recap. If I do it, I'm going to get the coin, and it's painful, the things I could do with it. Let's just be honest. No one wants to see that. So let's just offer up the coin and see who wants to do the recap this week.
I think it's going to be my turn, but since last session was a little weird with a two-party split, I invited our good friend Ashleyien to join me in the recap this week.
I like it. So, as our heroes are climbing into Dame's car and speeding away from the hydroelectric plant that we left things off last session, Salem, Kat, tell us what happened last time on Dreams of Infinity.
All right. So now that we're in the safety of Damian's car, do you think you could do me a play-by-play of what the hell happened tonight? Things seemed to start off so smoothly for Damian and I. We went to True Games to see if we could maybe get a bit more information on Indolence Games and their newest project. There we met Troy, one of David's former coworkers. Chatted a bit, he gave us some solid advice, basically recommended that we fill out our application and hand them in person. We both thought this could be a good idea as well as a good way to have a bit more of a reason to investigate the game company. So that's pretty much what we did. How did things start off for you, Kat? From the sound of it, things took a bit of a turn. Like, where did you get from power plant to a man with a knife?
Well, Aisha, Melody, and I went on the guided tour of the power station. We didn't really have much of a plan to begin with, but we wanted to find out why the cultists keep trying to get in there. And then we had to sign up and show IDs since we wanted to kind of sneak around a little, we didn't want to give them our actual names. Aisha was worried about being recognized, so she kept her name and decided she would keep the tour guide busy. As it turns out, the Wanderer was able to make our IDs match our fake names that we gave, so that was no problem. All the people in the tour were initially very suspicious. I mean, from the older couple and the young kids, and especially those businessmen, they were all very suspicious. Anyway, the tour was pretty boring. We didn't go we didn't go down to the levels where the cultists were seen. So then we noticed that one of the businessmen was missing, and all the others all had the same creepy ring on. So Aisha did a really great job at distracting the tour guide, so Melody and I were able to sneak into the elevator. Unfortunately, the lowest level needed a key, which we didn't have. So we just went down one floor. It was super creepy down there, but we had a chance to try to find out something. Our crystals didn't react to anything, but then we heard some footsteps, and we decided we'd carefully take a peek and check it out.
Wait. So you're saying the Wanderer can make us all fake IDs? All right, I'm gonna have to remember that for later. But anyways, so you guys are brave for doing all that. Here I thought Damian and I were being reckless by heading to Indolence Games without backup, but our visit was pretty tame. We basically went in, had a terrible time chatting with the guard, and then turned on our applications. But while inside, Damian was actually able to check his crystal and saw that it was glowing a little bit. Glad to know that our instincts were spot on. I'd hate to have wasted the trip. We left the building to try to scope out the place a little bit better. We found some possible entrances, but they were locked up pretty tight and all seemed to have cameras. I think we could have had some more information on the building or done something even more reckless and stupid, but your message kind of interrupted us, which hindsight 2020 is definitely a good thing. So, anyways, what happened next? Creepy footsteps.
Outsider activity? That's important. We need to really look into that. Yeah, anyway. The two of us and those footsteps. As it turns out, we found the missing cultist businessman. Or more, he found us since he must have heard us and he turned when we were peeking. Then he pulled a knife out on us and came at us. So Melody tried to talk him into backing down and said that people knew where we were, which is why I didn't say too much in the communicator. Sorry about that. I panicked a bit and made sure the cart was between me and the guy, and I shoved the cart at him, knocking him down. Melody grabbed the knife and tried to get him to back down again, but he refused. Before he could get up, I grabbed some duct tape from the cart and flung it like a ribbon whip. And I nearly missed, but caught a spur of inspiration and managed to swing it at just the right angle to wrap him up tightly. Then Melody was stepping on his and threatening Mr. Sticky, but that didn't help. Anyway, I was able to grab off his ring before he broke out of the duct tape in an amazing feat of strength and ran away. We followed him down the hallway, but he vanished into a reflective surface. We went back upstairs, and apparently Aisha had caused a bit of a commotion in the bathroom, so it wasn't too hard to rejoin the group.
You guys did all that. I gotta say, Kat, I am impressed. I think you may have the best track record when it comes to dealing with cultists, though we might not want to tell anybody. Can't have any of them getting jealous. But I guess now that we're all together, the group is heading off on our patrol phase. Are you ready for some ghost hunting in a cemetery? We can grab some candles before we get there for a seance. Hopefully not the scented ones, though. Last time I tried to do one, I grabbed my mom's by mistake. And let me tell you, something about a cinnamon apple pie smell really just ruins the mood when you're summoning ghosts. And here we are.
That's probably why you shouldn't buy Gwyneth Paltrow's candles.
Yes.
But anyway, there you go. There's the random Rhapsody coin. I actually put it between the two of you on the overlay. Don't forget to use it, though. It's only going to last the session. Well, Magi-Knights. Hopefully my cat isn't too obnoxious as she sits here in my arms, but let's get some music going on and talk about this patrol phase. You are currently driving south, away from the hydroelectric plant, and heading in the direction of the Loropan County Cemetery. Melody, you, I think, would be rather familiar with the cemetery itself. It's pretty big. A dozen or so acres at least, spanning over several hills. You'd be familiar with the cemetery's business hours as well, and you can tell everybody that, yeah, it does close at sundown, which was quite a while ago, let's be honest. The Ghost Hunting Club had said that they planned on sneaking into the cemetery grounds at 11:30. But then again, that group, as Salem would know, isn't the most patient bunch when it comes to their investigations, so who knows if they will actually wait for you all. Now, it is currently 10 minutes till 11, the start of your patrol phase, and the cemetery is, well, you don't have GPS these days, but I'll just let you know that it's about 23.5 miles away from where you are now. The streets are fairly empty, and they typically are at this time of night, except for, the bar dwellers and whatnot who still make nighttime Loropa their home. But apart from them and, the occasional cops that do patrol the streets at night, there's not a hell of a lot of traffic, but there is some. So, here's my question to you all. Damian, you're driving, of course. It is your family vehicle. You have to make your way, like I said, 23.5 miles to the cemetery. My question is this. How fast are you trying to get there? Are you going there straight away? Are you planning on stopping anywhere beforehand?
It's like 10-ish right now, right? We picked them up.
It's 10 minutes till 11.
10 minutes to 11. Yeah, I'm just going straight there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we want to get there before the Ghost Hunting Club gets there, which is slated for like 11:45-ish. 30. So the earlier we can get there to like kind of set up and post up, especially if like something is happening and we need to transform without anybody witnessing us transform. Ideally, like the sooner the better. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone?
No, correct.
No, yeah, if it's already 11, I think that's a game plan.
Okay.
All right, then, 10 to 11. So, yeah, we're driving straight there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so let's just talk a little bit maintenance then. The speed limit in the city itself is 25-30 miles an hour. In the suburbs, 35. You can typically push 40 if you're in a well-lit area. So, realistically speaking, if the place is 23.5 miles and you want to get there before 11:30, when they're slated to arrive, you're going to have to drive 60 miles an hour to get there.
That is a low speed limit.
City.
Yeah, like it's 50 kilometers an hour, and like that's like
Is that
50
highway
kilometers.
or street road?
Like city.
Like around here, it's 35, 40 at most places.
Yeah, downtown it's like 25, 20.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, where all the buildings are gathered, it tends to be about 25, and then once you get to more suburby, then it goes up to 35.
Exactly.
But there is usually at least a highway
There
or
is-
some
There
big
is
like
usually a highway, and there is a highway here. It doesn't go completely through the city. It actually more runs like east to west, but there are some more busier. There's some more larger like mini highway intersections that you can typically hit and get around 50 if you're hurrying. But it's also going to take you a little bit out of your way.
Makes sense.
So keeping that in mind, if you're driving as fast as you possibly can, trying to make sure you're hitting the roads that you can drive extra fast on. If you do all that and you can you successfully complete your roles, because there are going to be there is going to be a skill challenge for this. You could theoretically get there right at 11:30.
That's the earliest we can get there if I follow all the speed limits.
If you're following this, if you're going a little bit over the speed limit, like general street driving, that sort of thing, you could get there and you pass all your checks and all that. Because, like I said, there are cops out. There are pedestrians out in small numbers, but so that DC is kind of low. But still, there are things out there. So, if you're taking all the main roads, you could theoretically do it and get there in time. If you choose instead to take more the back roads and go just the normal speed limit, you definitely would not get there in time. You'd probably be getting there closer to like 10 till midnight.
Correct me if I'm... Oh, okay.
Your third option is if you take back roads and the side streets but speed really, really fast, you could probably get there within about 25 minutes.
I think getting there at all is more important. Again, chime in everyone after I say my piece, but like I'm more interested in getting there than I am getting there at any specific time, I guess, knowing all that. I'd rather just make sure we actually arrive and not like get pulled over or, run any risk of that. So if we get there at 11:30, my thoughts are we hold up until we know that we can like follow at a safe distance.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about getting there before 12 than getting there before 11:30.
Yeah, like somebody was actually invited, right? Like, was that John?
It was. So I told them that I was going to try to be there, so they at least know that.
They're expecting you.
Yes. And I told them that I would take public transportation, so.
Bus. Yeah, so we, and public transportation, like, stops at a certain point. So, like, I think, oh, man, that just complicated everything.
No, dude, we're good. You want to get there safe? We can get there at 11:30.
Yeah.
We'll just.
I think 11:30 is fine. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we can. You can come up with a story. I'd say, hey, I was meeting with my study group or something, right?
Yeah. I got this.
So we'll go and drop you off then, I guess, and go park down the road, and then come back as a team, and like.
Oh no. No, Damian, it's totally fine. You can come with, because I can just, honestly, this works out best for me, because then I don't have to talk about, like, spending money on a cab. I just ran into you guys hanging out, and you gave me a lift, so
Bianca's not going to be like, hey, why are more people here? She's going to be like, hey, more people are here!
Totally. Exactly. However, if we have to transform, that's going to suck.
I'm not concerned about that.
We ran away.
People?
I mean, it's not past some of us to run away from them when things get a little spooky, so we do have a valid reason to just sprint off into the woods.
Oh, it seems so. Sorry, I wasn't considering that we would all just kind of be like, "Hey, hi." I thought that, like, John would go because he's the only one that said he would be there, and the rest of us would be kind of stealthy, providing like backup support and scouting.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I support it, but I think we'll be okay if the group wants to come with.
I think transformation in the moment, people are going to be more concerned about the outsiders than what's going on with us.
Okay.
I'm not convinced anything's going to happen. So creepy things in the cemetery is just standard ghost hunting stuff.
Look, I'm outvoted here, and I'm all for democratic decisions in games. So let's do it. Let's all go park. We'll say John told us about this, and we've all been hanging out.
Salem.
Sounded like a lot of Salem. Yeah, sorry, Salem told us about all this, and it sounded like a lot of fun. So here we are.
Okay.
Yep. I think I went to the meeting as well. So.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
I
Cool.
didn't run away.
So did I, right?
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yes, Melody.
So we'll go in, we'll park, and we'll just walk up as a group without trying to be stealthy or anything.
Well, remember, we're going to see one of Aisha's music video filmings, not ghosts.
I don't remember that at all. I'm sorry. Is that what we're doing at the cemetery?
News to me. Not news to the player.
That's what I said in my recap.
Yeah, not news to the player.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, okay. Then, oh wait, that was my imagination.
I'll just follow your lead. I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna park in the parking lot, get there by 11:30, and follow everyone else's lead.
Okay. Well, sounded to me like you're trying to get there right on time. So you're basically you're going a little bit out of your way. You have to hit one of the main side highways. The old highways is what I typically call them in my neighborhood. Jump on one of those, circle around to get to the cemetery. This is going to be a skill challenge. There's going to be 5 rolls that I'm going to have everybody do, or I'm going to have one person do 5 skills. So I'm saying this weird. Anyway, let me try that again. I'm going to have each of you do a skill check. There's 5 skills in total. Each one of you do 1. And successes mean you're getting there on time. If you get all 5 successes, that means you're getting there on time, right at 11:30. If you fail one of them, I'm going to be tacking on an additional 5 minutes. Okay?
That's fine.
Matt, you're really quiet again.
I got really quiet again? That's annoying. Let me double check that.
We can still hear you, and your volume down a bit.
Yeah, it sure did. Okay.
That's better.
Ooh, there it is.
I guess I'm just gonna have to keep this up today. I just did an update on my sound system today, so it's being weird. So just let me know if it starts sliding, and I'll double check that again. Anyhow, so let's talk about our skill challenge. You're driving, and you're driving fast, which means that you have to keep an eye out on where you're going. You have to be in control of the vehicle. So, Damian, this one's specifically more of a you thing. You're maintaining your control, okay? So I'm going to be having you roll. Let's take a look here. This is going to be a coordination check for you. However, if you can think of something that is a better skill for your driving, I will allow that.
I mean, I would go with performance, just because I'm trying to like pantomime driving normally. Like, I'm just driving. I'm not like but yeah, I'm happy to roll coordination if that's not.
I like performance. That sounds pretty good. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
Fight. That's a 24.
24.
Nice.
I like it. Okay. You're maintaining control, even though like every so often you have to like you go a little faster over the speed limit, but you're also thinking about speed traps, so you're watching and you're maintaining levels, so you're a little over the limit, but not so much that any cop's gonna just, pull you over immediately for it. I also want somebody to roll for me a perception check. That's going to be our number 2 roll. This is watching out for cops, watching out for speed traps, watching out for pedestrians and things like that.
Any of y'all have to have better perception than me.
I'll do it. I've got a +4. We'll see what happens.
That's 4 times as good.
Oh no. Just a 12.
Just a 12. Okay. So you are driving along. You're kind of watching, keeping that lookout, and for the most part, Damian has been maintaining that control. However, there's a cop that is just parked right behind a freaking hill, and as you come zooming down, you hit the gas just a little bit too hard, and the cops see you. You see them pull off into the street behind you, but they haven't pulled on their blinkers, their sirens just yet. It's like they're shadowing you a little bit. So the third roll I want somebody to roll for me is a deception check.
I got this. Hopefully. I say I've got a +5, so. Oh my god.
Wait a minute, no, Salem, you've already rolled one. I need somebody different than you.
Oh,
to
need
roll.
somebody else?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the 12 was a failure.
All right, good to know.
I have +3.
Can it be purity to be all like, yeah, we're good?
I'll allow it.
Hot dog. Okay, I'll do that. That's a 19 total.
19. That is a success. You start coaching Dame as they're sitting behind the wheel. It's just play it cool, be chill, keep the speed limit, like go maybe a mile over, but not too much. Don't give them a reason. And you continue coasting on for a little bit, making your way through. So that's 2 successes, 1 failure so far.
It's pretty good.
Not too bad. Okay. So the cop seems to be slowing a little bit more as you're traveling on, getting a little bit of a gap in distance. The fourth roll I'm going to need is a stealth check. This is nonchalantly you turning off into a side street to kind of like act as though you're going home by pulling into a subdivision. So I need somebody to roll me a stealth check.
I have a 6, so
Ooh.
I could do it. Only me and the Melody left, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have +4, so you should definitely be the one.
16.
16 is a success. You're like Ash's Cat's in the back. She has her head turned to one side, watching the cop. The cop seems to be slowing down a little bit more, and in that one moment, you're like, "This is the perfect opportunity. Turn right, turn right." Dame slowly makes that turn into the subdivision, continuing on down the street, and the cop blows by.
Well, backseat drivers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is our last roll. This is you got to get back onto the street and navigate your way there the rest of the way without being spotted. So I'm going to need either an insight check or a creativity check.
Those are both my fortes. Is it me rolling?
I think you're
Has
the
to
only
be.
one that hasn't done it yet.
Okay. Sweet. I will do creativity. 24.
24. That is a success. You know, there's a glove compartment. You grab it, and sure enough, there's a map of Laropa in there. You pull it out real quick, very easily figure out where you are, and you're like, okay, turn right here, then get back on the road. Then in about 3 stops, you're gonna make a left, and you start directing the rest of the way there. Taking some creative twists and turns to get through the suburbs to make your way to the cemetery. But you know, Melody, you've been there many, many times. You know exactly where it is, so it's pretty easy for you to lead this the rest of the way there. And so you all arrive at the cemetery just as the clock inside the car strikes 11:35. Well done.
Nice.
So, as you pull into the seminary, the seminary. Yeah, you're all going to church today. No. Anyway, as you pull into the cemetery, at first, there's just a large parking lot that has about maybe 15 to 20 or so spaces just right out front. And then there's a large mausoleum-looking funeral home that's right there next in front of the cemetery itself. The cemetery has one main road going in from the parking lot, just a much smaller path, large enough that could fit a hearse, but it also has like one of those metal bars in the middle of it to discourage people driving down it while it's closed. Then from there is a wall that goes around the circumference of the cemetery proper. The wall is mostly made of wrought iron bars, just kind of latticed together over a large span. There isn't any barbed wire fence or anything like that. Thank God for small favors. But the bars are tipped with one of those decorative spears that's probably not sharp, but would be like a little uncomfortable to climb over. It's also 6 feet tall. So keep that in mind. And then every so often there's like brick pillars that the bars are bolted to, and then it goes on and on and on and on and on. And then beyond that, there is the cemetery. Now, in that metal fence, there is a gate that it goes past where that driveway is into the cemetery. They also described had a bar there. Behind that, there's a gate that is closed and is padlocked shut. There is only one car in the parking lot, and it is parked at the very far back left side. It is a small 4-door sedan. It's gray in color. You can barely see it. You only saw it because your headlights are on, and you're kind of pulling into the parking lot yourself. You spot it. Chances are, probably the ghost hunting club. I imagine you all kind of come over and park not too close to it, but like not close enough to be conspicuous. Shut down your car, turn off the lights. Unfortunately, to your dismay, nobody is in the car.
That checks out.
Yeah.
No, that seems on brand for them. So
Yeah,
no,
it does.
not even 5 minutes.
No, not even 5 minutes.
That's fine. Actually, getting here after them is what I was hoping for. So they'll just think that John bailed. Or, sorry, Salem bailed.
oh,
I mean,
Well, Salem
I
was
imagine-
taking public transit, which is
Knowing-
closed.
and you're right.
I don't know Bianca that well, but I feel like there wasn't even that much thought put into it. It was, let's just go.
Probably.
It's time. Let's go.
Speaking of,
how do we find them? How big is this place?
Let's
Well-
climb on each other's shoulders and jump this fence.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. I think I'd rather like be in a supportive position first and provide like kind of an athletic boost and hopefully help everyone and maybe give them some advantage on these checks.
Okay. So you're planning on. So it sounds like you're planning on just jumping the fence by Damian, like lifting everybody, vaulting over, that sort of thing. Sound about right?
Although I would like to do at least a perception check to see if maybe there is at least like a broken out bar or something that would make it a little bit easier to just slip through. Salem's not the most athletic or coordinated, so anything that would kind of help with that would be good.
Fair enough. Why don't you give me a perception check then? See what you can see.
Just 13.
13. You kind of glance around. You do not see any like bent bars or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we roll to see if Damian has a blanket, like a thick blanket in his car or in their car that we could throw over the pointy parts, maybe?
I like
good idea.
that. Yeah, you know what? It's the 90s.
Is there a thick blanket that was left by the Ghost Hunting Club?
That's true.
I mean, not with that 13. You didn't see one.
Mm-mm.
But I would say, you know what? I like the idea of a blanket. That there might be one in the back of Damian's car. Let's roll a D100. I feel like there's a 60% chance of there being a blanket in the back of Damian's car. So roll me a D100, and if you roll above a 40, there's one in there.
Who's this? Me?
I don't care. Anybody. It sounds like Melody's the one who's looking in the trunk. So let's say Melody.
Okay, I just go look in your trunk without asking. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, there's totally a blanket.
There's definitely a blanket back there. Probably Damian's parents went and had a picnic last weekend and just left it.
Yeah, that's
in there.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No other reason.
No other reason whatsoever.
I don't want to think about any other reason. Let's move on.
Wait, what does the blanket look like? I'm curious. What kind of blanket?
It's definitely weatherproof on one half, right? And
Yep,
soft
yep.
on the other.
Yep.
A little padded to provide some cushion when it goes down for a picnic. You know the ones.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, they're great.
Okay.
Simple, colorful, red and white picnic patterned.
It's gingham.
Okay. I take it out of the trunk and I say, "Oh, Damian has a little date night pad here. Let's use this to cover up the fence."
This is my parents' car. What? Okay. All right. You
You're
know
the one
what?
who drives it all the time.
Fair enough.
I wonder if Lacey knows about the blanket in the back of Damian's car.
Look, listen,
She's gonna know about the blanket.
if you don't
Anyway,
want me to keep chauffeuring you around, you'll drop this.
probably a good idea.
And now I'm just imagining Aisha, Melody literally dropping the blanket on the ground.
It's a good idea. We'll use it.
No. She didn't take it literally.
Let's go.
Okay. I'll go throw it over the edge of the fence or top of the fence.
Yeah, throwing that over the top of the fence will definitely make this a little bit cushionier. Did Fight Club come out at this point? I don't remember.
96?
Anyway, but anyway, yeah, you throw the blanket over there. Damian gets down at the bottom and hooks their hands like a little loop, and I'm gonna need everyone to make me some athletics checks to jump up.
You know what? This is our world. We can decide what came out when it came
The
out.
novel came out last month though.
There you go.
Okay. Way to be exact. So am I? So am I in helping? Are people rolling with advantage?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
okay.
Since Damian is helping, everyone gets to roll this athletics check with an advantage. I feel like with the blanket there, with Damian helping, this is just going to be a simple 14.
Okay. Good thinking, Melody.
Thank you.
What's the way to? Ah, right there. Yeah.
I couldn't think.
Really?
Yikes!
Really?
Wow.
Uh,
Aisha doesn't get off the ground.
What? Like no. What?
Yeah. Salem goes over no problem like a gymnast. Aisha comes running up, steps right into the hands, and flips backwards, landing right on her back. The wind is knocked out from you.
For those at home, I rolled with advantage, and both D20s were a natural 1.
Oh my god.
it was destined. It was
Here
destined.
it comes.
I
Okay,
didn't.
do you need a second?
Do I have to roll advantage, or is that good enough?
I
got
feel
a
like
21.
that's good enough. That's a 21.
She's just like, it's bad enough. I already let 2 friends almost die in a basement.
Cat
I'm
flips
just
over the
gonna-
fence while Aisha falls.
Aisha, you good?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lay here in this dirt and die, if that's okay.
Yeah, you're doing
No
great.
dying.
Proud of you.
Do it again. You got this.
Let's try this again. One more time.
Good thing there weren't any paparazzi here tonight.
Do I roll?
Yes, you can roll once again with advantage. However, I am going to need you in your student form to take 1 point of damage.
That's fine. Where is that? Here.
How is Damian gonna get over the fence?
Oh, I'm just rolling without advantage. I'm just gonna.
Oops. I was not on advantage anymore, but I'll just roll again. It's a 15.
Yeah, 15's enough.
Great.
Can I stay on the top on the blanket and reach an arm down?
With a 15.
I'm gonna. That's kind of painful.
I'll take more. I'll take more HP damage. I don't care.
I mean, sure, you kind of straddle the blanket with these pokey things just stabbing you right up.
Are they?
Oh,
How wide are the bars?
I
Could you just,
imagine
fit
them that
in?
they're this big, and then you had one of those triangular pieces, like a spear on top of it.
I meant,
And
the space between the bars. How far apart are they?
Oh, like maybe half a foot.
A small, but I'm not that small.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
tight
fine.
fit. Tight.
It's fine.
When
It's
you
fine.
fit.
It's fine. Just take my arm. I'll take the HP.
Is that everyone? I'm the last.
No, I haven't gone yet.
Yeah, Melody is
Oh,
done.
yeah.
Go, Melody.
Melody.
Okay, I'm gonna put my jacket over Damian's head and then climb over.
Dude, what did I do to you? Yeah, putting your
You
jacket
trip on the
over my-
jacket, you
Yeah.
slip on it, you put your boot down on it, and just crunch it
Yeah,
down.
you slip down, you kind of thud on Damian's shoulder a little bit and fall.
I think I can do. I think I can help you better if I can see. What you were thinking?
I understand her thought process, but the execution wasn't the best.
All right, fine. I'll take my jacket. So do I take a hit point?
Well, you didn't nat one, so you're not going to take a hit point.
Okay.
But
To be clear, I'm helping you, and then you're helping yourself. I'm not all right, and now can I? I'm not looking for an upgrade. Okay? I'm definitely being kind and respectful and giving you my back to climb over. I'm 6 foot. I'm the height of this fence, so
yeah, this should be pretty easy, but
I know
Making it complicated.
y'all are wilding over here. Okay, so we
Okay.
got roll again or whatever.
All right, I'll try again.
Nice.
There it is.
That's much better.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's much better. With a 20, your second attempt, you get up and over and onto the fence, over the fence and onto the other side. It was, I feel like, yeah, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, Damian is on the top, or Damian is at the bottom. Aisha is on the top, straddling the spears that are covered by a blanket. Which is currently digging into your thighs
Seems
at the
so
very least.
unnecessary.
That's got to be painful.
Yeah.
You're going to attempt to help Damian up and over by like putting your arms down and grabbing and lifting.
Your foot could at least fit between the.
I can't
They're
see
not,
what
they're
would
not
go
like
wrong
6
with
inches
this.
wide, right? You could like stand perched.
So this is what I want. I want Aisha first to give me a athletics check by yourself.
Okay, let's make sure it's normal.
Oh my god.
This is whether or not you can pull Damian, who is much thicker
That's
than
fine.
you, up.
It's only a 13, but I'm
You're
satisfied with that.
Okay, you're straining a little bit. Damian, give me your athletics with advantage.
It's an 18.
That is an 18. You're more pulling Aisha down than she's pulling you up, but you're able to get up on top of her and kind of like climb over and back down. Aisha,
This is not.
I have to take her help. Like, I know with an 18, can I just be like, honey, thanks, but like,
No.
and just like, all right, fine.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh, that's 4 more points
That's fine.
of damage. You actually cut like one of the sharp spears actually like pierce through the blanket and just slice up your thigh a little bit.
I'm a self-sacrificing, pure-hearted girl. These are the situations I've been waiting to
no.
get into.
You just ruined Damian's parents' blanket. They're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, you're gonna get in
Ripped
trouble.
and bloody. Oh boy.
Mhm.
Thanks for this.
Yeah,
This is
so the
great.
blanket is
Appreciate
like
that.
wedged down on the spear points now in several places, ripping through. And as Aisha slips downward to join you all, there is a large red smear from her leg.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
awesome.
Oh.
Fantastic. This is great. I'm just gonna take the blanket off and fold it up and set it down here, and deal with it later, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was so unnecessary.
I just read it too. I wish they were.
And as you all turn, the Ghost Hunting Club is just like, really? No.
Is there a better?
Are they there? They're there.
They are not there. The reality is you have made it to the other side of the fence. It is pitch dark over here. You've been able to see from the headlights, or not the headlights, the street lights from the road, and you still have a little bit of visibility, but the farther back you go, the darker it gets.
Oh, thank goodness I have dark vision.
You can see that there are silhouettes of trees, topiary things that are placed in decorative ways along the path. You can see that there is that main road, just that the road that hearses can drive down into the cemetery. There is that kind of makes its way into the center of the cemetery, long past where your vision ends due to the darkness. There are also gravel roads, that little pathways that kind of go here and there. You can see past the trees a little ways, and your visibility kind of goes to the point where you can see like some tombstones. They're kind of all over the place, obviously. It's a cemetery. There are also little mausoleums, bigger mausoleums in the distance, barely silhouetted in the glow of light from the distant city beyond. Visibility is very, very low here. And the farther you go back into the cemetery, the harder and harder it is you're going to see. But you also know that you do have your soul crystals. They can glow, and you can choose to make them do that.
That's true. But first, I would like to, I don't know, because I feel like I know they're trying to be quiet and stealthy and stuff, but they're also a group of teenagers. There would be some
Yeah.
idle chit chat. They would probably be talking and doing that whisper thing that's actually just them being really loud.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see if I can at least like maybe hear them or hear a direction that they're in.
Okay, I like it. That would be a perception check.
21.
21. You listen, and you just kind of tell everyone, shh, 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 shh. And you just pause, listening for the sounds of night. The first thing you're going to hear, obviously, is the crickets chirping in the distance, the occasional frog, the howl of the wind. But there is something on that wind you can hear. It's not a sound that you're expecting. It actually sounds like a heavy pant, footsteps in the grass, thundering, almost running sound, echoing somewhere off of the hills in the distance. You can hear an odd sort, an almost shrill trill. Like it's faint, and it kind of echoes a little bit. But for a second, you could have sworn you heard the sound of a whistle.
Cool.
Right? Try to move towards the sound. I think, but yeah, I'm definitely going to pull out the soul crystal and move towards it.
You kind of focus in on your crystals a little bit. They create a little bit of radiating light. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. But as you're pulling it out to do that, you also kind of look down and you can see a gleam inside your crystal.
Oh. Oh.
Neat.
Wait, gleam is in like
As
outsider
in
activity?
as in outsider activity, that subtle glowing flame from the inside of your soul crystal.
Ooh. All right. This was a good choice, guys. I think we should
Yeah.
pick up the pace.
Which way?
I'm gonna try to at least point in the direction that I heard the sound and start moving towards it as quick as I can.
So it's difficult to tell because this is a big area and some
Mhm.
echoes are kind of coming off of the hills, but you're like focusing now, straining hard, and with that 21, you're pretty sure that if you lead that it's coming from like a northwesternly direction.
Yeah, I think this comes from like years of performing and like different stadiums and here like knowing how sound reverberates and understanding it. Like that's how he's able to kind of pinpoint it. It's just years of practice from that.
Exactly. So you take the lead, allowing your soul crystal to begin to glow a little bit, casting some illumination around you so you don't, trip over a tombstone and crack your head.
Yeah, I don't want to be cursed, but
The winds howl as you're making your way. They're beginning to pick up a little bit, and through most of the day it's been very clear and lightly windy, but the wind is starting to pick up, and there's a little bit of an overcast of clouds starting to push in towards you. Not enough to make you think rain, but enough to kind of get the skies a little bit wispy and cover up some of the moon and the stars overhead. The trees rustle. Their leaves that it is the beginning of autumn, so they are beginning to fall, and they push some of those free leaves that haven't been picked up by the groundskeeper, and kind of hit you a little bit as you're making your way down a cobblestone path leading towards a particular hill. Melody, you recognize this area. You've walked through here before. It's not terribly far from where your brother lies. A little ways away. You're not heading directly towards there, but you could easily veer in that direction if you had so chosen. But your group, Salem especially, seems to be leading away from it a little bit, towards an area that you've seen, but probably not explored a whole lot. A large hill that goes down into a bit of a valley. And it seems that as you're getting closer, you can all hear a little bit more of the sounds of footsteps, fast-paced footsteps, moving and stomping in the ground. They seem to be echoing a little ways away past the hill that you're heading towards. And as you're looking, occasionally you see a light flash in the sky. I would like somebody to make an insight check for me.
I've got a +5 insight unless somebody else wants to.
I have a +3, and you're leading the way, so I feel like you'd notice first anyway.
We'll see.
Yeah.
19.
Salem, when you see this beam of light strike out from the other side of the hill, like you'd have to go up the hill, then down the valley, then up the hill again, but past that, it was a beam of light, like a flashlight.
Did we call out to them?
No, but we should definitely pick up the pace.
Should we transform now?
Can we?
That's a good secondary question.
You guys can check the crystals. I think Salem's a little more focused on just like, oh shit, a friend that's not involved in this group in danger. So
Interesting.
I'm gonna whip my crystal out and take a peek at it.
Oh.
It is glowing a little bit stronger now. You're definitely seeing the presence of outsiders here.
Is it enough to transform?
You could transform if you so chose.
We transform and we lose the element of surprise. I want to encourage us to the team as quietly as I can. Say let's get in their path, but let's not reveal our position yet.
That's why I was thinking we should transform while we're still away.
I mean, it's dark. We can hide behind gravestones.
Can we transform discreetly?
I mean,
I don't think I can.
I feel like that's
I don't
kind of
think-
subjective.
I don't think even. I love element of surprise, but if there's a point where Salem can show off a little bit, he's going to. So,
Yeah, I don't think transforming discreetly is in my vocabulary.
Wall of fire.
Yeah, considering
That's why I was like, we should transform now where no one can see us. But
I mean, we transform now. We're definitely drawing attention. So if we think somebody's in danger, then maybe we should.
We step in, but
How far away is the light beam? Give or take.
You've probably, if you hurry, you can probably get down the hill and back up to the other side to look to see, because like it's past a hill, so you're gonna have to get over and get to the ridge of the next one to look to see
So
if
we'll
you
have
can
some
see it.
cover.
Yeah, so you've got
We'll have
tons
a
of
little
cover
cover.
right now.
Great.
You've still probably got a good 200, 300 feet between y'all, if not more.
Fantastic.
oh, since we're just a free action, I no longer care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
I'm
we
gonna
travel
take off running to climb up the hill and see what's going on.
What were you saying,
Can
Kat?
can we travel faster transformed than as students, or the same?
More or
It
less.
depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I think
depends on the person.
Yeah, it really
We have, like,
depends.
abilities to like we can hover and stuff like that, but I think our speed is about the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like a
Salem.
little faster.
Yeah, some
Gotcha.
people
I'm
might
a
be a bit
little-
more.
I'm just gonna sprint. I'm just gonna take off and go.
Oh.
If I'm hearing this and I see lights and I there's even a hint of danger and my lights glowing, I just sprint. I'm not transforming yet, but I'm sprinting to the ridge to get a better look.
This
So-
is more.
I wish I had inspiration, but I don't.
Well, Damian just goes taking off, running down the hill to get to the other side. That way they can look and see what's going on down there. This is a bit of a challenge because A, it's dark. Now you do have your soul crystal, and it is slightly glowing, but you're weaving around tombstones and shit. Fortunately, when you go down the hill, there aren't any, but then once you get to the bottom, there is. And so I'm just going to need athletics check from you.
Can you remind me if it's like a clear sky and we've got moon light or
I said that the moon is starting to become obscured. Clouds are starting to roll in.
okay? Yeah, I'm rolling.
Are we all rolling decks?
Well, I'm having Damian do this because they're running full tilt, sprinting to get to the other
Yeah.
side. I was getting ready to ask the rest of you how you are doing. Are you doing the same thing, running as fast as you can? Are you trying to move a little stealthy, or are you just walking at a normal pace? As Damian face plants after tripping over one of those really small.
Face plants on an 11.
Well, actually, I'm not going to say
It's
face
not
plants,
one.
but you definitely tripped and you had to catch yourself.
Okay, so I'm stumbling my way
Yeah,
there.
you
That's-
stumble over it at least. You're not like
Oh.
hitting your head on anything, but you definitely trip over one of those really small memorial stones that's in the dirt.
Now that I know it's there, I'm being a lot more careful, for sure.
It just meant how quickly you're going to get there.
Slows me down. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So for everybody else, are you running after Damian? Or are you trying to move in stealthily? Or are you walking at a normal pace?
Normal pace for me. I don't want to trip on tombstones.
I
Okay.
gotta roll for this. I'm gonna let the dice decide. Evens, Salem panics seeing Damian run. Odds, he keeps his cool. Oh, I'm sprinting. I'm joining Damian. I'm like, damn it, not again. Okay, we're doing this.
Athletics check. Yeah, Hana?
Oh, I was just going to in character say, protect him. I'll keep an eye on these two.
Our fearless leader who's bleeding from her thighs.
Fine.
Hey, same roll.
Somehow Salem manages to trip over the same memorial stone as Damian.
Listen, why would you have a black memorial stone in a cemetery? This makes no sense.
It's onyx. Why would they do it in onyx?
God.
Actually,
Uh,
Damian.
Maybe they were edgy.
Okay, so fortunately it's not enough to hinder you too much. You do make it up to the top of the hill before the ladies do, so that you two get to see this particular scene. Down below,
Well,
there's you're like
Flatten myself, and just like, yeah, okay.
you flatten yourself. You kind of creep up to the edge, and you're looking down a little bit to see what you can see on the other side.
I think Ashleyien was also going to join.
Oh, Kat was gonna run.
Yeah, Kat was gonna run.
My apologies.
Trying to be careful, but running.
Gets a nat 20. Does
Okay.
flips over us.
Athletics check.
Athletics is supposed to be her thing, so we'll see. 15.
Actually, you managed to vault over tombstones with ease, and you get to the top of the hill before those two do.
Oh. All right, Kat.
If anyone asks, though, we did that flawlessly, and there was lots of flourish and fanfare, and it was perfect.
Totally.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, definitely. Well, here's what the three of you see while Aisha and Melody are making their way a little bit more carefully. Down below, there is another line of trees, topiary things that are kind of they're about 4 feet tall. One of those little cone-looking type evergreens. Beyond that, there's quite a few more tombstones and two distinct mausoleums-like structures, marble things that are positioned along in different places along a path that you can kind of sort of see. The reason you can see all of this is because there's quite a bit of light down there. It was hidden by the fact that there was a tall hill between you and this scene, but you're seeing a sight that you were not expecting at all. Down below, among the tombstones, there is
Sorry, I just want to. I feel like if I don't say this, it's going to come back to bite me. So I put my crystal away. I don't want to be a glowing light source up here on the hill. Just FYI. Okay.
Okay.
I feel good. I feel better.
While you're doing that, this is the sight you can see because it is weird. There are a dozen boys running around the tombstones, kicking a soccer ball, while a couple of guys wearing hooded robes are yelling at them in low voices. There are several construction lights that are hooked to batteries, positioned in ways to illuminate this area of the cemetery, and each of the boys seem to be holding like a cylinder-like thing in their hand. A couple of them turn it on once or twice, turn it off again, seeing a beam of light coming up. That's probably what you saw when you were approaching. But they seem to be teenagers practicing soccer, of all things, in the middle of the cemetery.
These poor kids.
However, the other thing you can see is a group of 5. Another group of 5 teenagers, in fact, hiding behind a pair of trees, halfway between you and the people playing soccer, all crouched down, kind of looking past the trees at the scene here. And you, Salem, would be able to recognize them. Or at least you definitely recognize Bianca, her big hair.
She's hard to miss, yeah.
It's hard to miss, especially since, from your perspective, light is aiming around and they're slightly illuminated from your perspective. They're definitely in the shadow of the tree, and you're not sure at first whether or not anybody can see them until you do see a couple boys. They're kicking a soccer ball. They're like dribbling it back and forth around the tombstones, like one to another as they run around them. Then the ball kind of tumbles and comes near that tree where the ghost hunting club is parked at. And as the one boy comes running over to grab it, he looks and you hear a muffled, "Hey, what are you all doing here?" And several more of the students come running over to join them. By this time, Aisha and Melody, you would have joined your fellows as well.
So this is the new practice area.
So cool. This is so cool. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted to do on my Monday night, Tuesday night, whatever night this is.
At least this means we get to mark 2 vectors of investigation off at once.
There it is. That's yep. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's go.
I wonder if one of those cultists is the coach. Or are they all coaches?
I mean,
I think they. I mean,
Alright.
yeah, they all look like.
Damian's, I think, who all went with you to look at the last soccer match? Or to check-
everyone except you. And the
Oh.
thing, nobody at the high school was wearing robes, so like, I can't see their faces from here. I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, do I count the same number of adults that I counted at?
You do
Fields.
not. So far, you're only seeing 2 adults. Both of them are wearing hooded robes, the hoods pulled low over their head. You can't see much of that. However, one of them is wearing a whistle around his neck, and you do see him like pull up and trill it a couple times. And the people the 4 students who have spotted the ghost hunting club, 4 more have run over to join at this time, and they're grabbing up everybody and kind of like shuffling them towards the far end of the cemetery.
I'd like to make the opposed purity check to see if I can pinpoint any outsiders.
Okay, give me that purity check.
That's an 18 total.
You grab onto your crystal, focusing, pouring your intent into it, and you can sense the presence of outsiders. They are ahead of you, down at the bottom of the hill, somewhere in that space.
Confirmed outsiders somewhere in that group. I think it's time to go bright and loud and smoke them out.
I think we wait and see what's going to happen, and sneak down quietly.
Are they in danger?
Feel like this will be a good chance for the Ghost Hunting Club to get away if we pull the attention on us.
Okay.
Also, it's better to transform before anybody sees us so they don't wonder what happened to us.
That is a part it was in my mind. I did not say it out loud. Good point.
That said, though, is
Bloodseeker.
anybody excited for the ghost hunting club to see us transformed? I mean, how cool is this? And
Yeah, they're gonna tell the entire school about what they saw.
I'm
It's gonna be
so
a-
hyped. Let's go.
We're wearing our school uniforms right now.
And we're gonna transform into not our school uniforms before anyone sees us.
Oh, totally. I just want to because we want to draw attention, but we don't want to be standing up here wearing our uniforms drawing attention. So do we just go and hope that they don't see our pre-form?
Yeah, it'll be fine. There's a lot of light. So much light happens.
Fantastic. Then yeah, I'm all for it. Let's go.
Change as we run, or
Yeah.
Cool.
So it sounds like you're planning on transforming now on this side of the hill and then running down to the far side? Okay. Well, since it's almost break time, why don't we go ahead and take a little bit of an early break, grab a drink and stuff, and then we'll come right back in about 10 minutes, and we'll start things off with our heroes transforming into their Magi-Knight forms and racing down to save the Ghost Hunting Club. Should be fun. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, our heroes were getting ready to transform and go running after the Ghost Hunting Club, who has apparently just been spotted and captured by the students of La Ropa High. and a couple cultists, apparently. That's great for them. So, let's go ahead and start things off with our transformations, but this time we're going to do things a little bit differently. One sec, while I change into our transformation music. Here we go. So, starting things off, Aisha, lead your team in your transformation phrases, please.
Stand behind me! I'll keep you safe! Come forth, shining star!
Damian.
I am hope in the darkest night. Nova fire, ignite!
Melody.
Cast no shadow, turn from light. I have come to seize the night. Soul Seeker.
Salem.
I am nature's instrument and shall play her symphony, hear her song and repent.
Cat.
Wind guide my step. This performance won't be my last. Sky Seeker.
And with that, all 5 of you begin to just glow with this pure ethereal energy. Your armor begins to form around you, ribbons and whips and flowers and all sorts of craziness spin around you all as your armor manifests, your weapons come out, and you all stand there at the top of the hill in all of your glory, the Magi-Knights. So, you standing on top of the hill, you're watching as the kids have led the ghost hunting club down to the far end of this area of the cemetery. There's about 8 of them, all grouped around the 5, and the 2 in the robes, one of them is standing towards them saying something that you can't quite hear, while the other one is pointing at the other 4 boys that are running around, and ordering them to, they're pointing to the tree line one more time. You can just barely hear that yell of, get over there and look and see if there's any more of them around.
So we weren't fast enough to give them a chance to escape.
Well, they were in the process of being pulled away as you started transforming. You're far enough away they didn't notice it right at first.
Yeah, they should do it being a bit closer.
I was hoping to. Okay. Well, I guess we didn't yell loud enough. All right.
You can yell right then and there and get their attention, like they're being taken right now. So if you want to yell and draw everybody's attention, do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
the Salem's ready for the attention. Pulls down a rose from nowhere and just tosses it as a beam of light shows. Gentlemen, I believe Senja's stage is right over here. If you would mind, I would love a duet.
Okay, you yell this out, and it echoes across the valley in front of you. You can now see the cultist looking up and pointing, and is pointing at your group as you're standing there on top of the hill. 4 boys start running in that direction, and another 4 that had been grouped around the ghost hunters are starting to run in your direction towards you as well. Now, they're at the bottom of the hill, you're at the top of the hill. Are you going to run down to meet them, or are you going to wait for them to come to you?
I'm rushing forward.
I love it.
Help me again understand the hover speed thing. Can I essentially leap out and hover, not fly, but essentially leap as far as I can forward and hover so that I go over their heads and land closer as possible to...
So here's the deal with that. If you wanted to jump over their heads and kind of coast down over their heads, you'd have to wait for them to get to the bottom of the hill. You'd have to wait at least a good 30-40 seconds before you were to jump and let them get closer to you.
at this point, the kids are surrounded. There's no chance that they can try to make a break for it while everyone else is distracted.
I mean, there's a chance for everything. You don't know what's going to happen. This is the 6 seconds it's taking for before the start of the round. They're just running at you right now. There's been no reaction beyond that because I'm giving you a chance to say what you're going to do.
Yeah, I'll yell out to the Ghost Hunter Club. What would I actually do in this scenario? I think I'd run to the point where I could jump over their heads. So if that means waiting a bit, then I'm going to wait a bit.
Okay, you're wanting to wait until they get to an optimal position. Starseeker, I heard you say something about just running forward.
Yeah, I'm running forward. Running down that hill. Blade trailing behind me, ready to engage.
Okay, so you see Starseeker running forward. Nova Seeker seems to be hanging back, waiting. What about the rest of you? What are you doing?
Run after Starseeker.
Okay.
Can I yell something out? I'm asking Matt. Can I yell something out?
What's that?
Can I yell something out?
You've already yelled something, and you've already said what you're going to do. I'm waiting for the last two to say what they're wanting to do. So let's give them a second.
I think Salem is going to not run forward, but he's going to slowly start meandering forward with the umbrella, getting ready to cast the spell. But most of my magic is distance, or I've got Arya, so I'm cool hanging back a little bit.
Okay, so you're
Does
hanging
Arya
back.
just jump out immediately, or do you have to?
I have to summon her.
Okay.
How far is everything away?
You've got at least about 100 feet to the bottom of the hill. And then from the hill, there's probably a good another 100 or so feet that of the cemetery that these boys are running towards you right now. But it's going to take a few seconds for them to close that distance.
And how far are the hooded figures even further?
Even further than that.
Okay. Too far away to do anything. I guess just move forward at least somewhat.
Okay, so Melody, anyway. So, Star Seeker and Soul Seeker are running forward. Nova Seeker and Blossom Seeker and Sky Seeker are hanging back a little bit, moving. The two of you are moving down, but not as much of a steady pace. Now you can go ahead and yell something, Nova Seeker.
I think while this is happening, I'm going to try, yell down to the kids, now's your chance, run.
Okay. You yell out that, now's your chance, run, in your as loud of a voice as you can. Give me a persuasion check or a influence check.
Influence for sure. I'm imposing. I'm a superhero. That's an 11. Bummer.
You yell this out as loud as you can as the rest of your team are starting to move. You're not sure whether or not they heard you, because about the same time you're starting to hear the yells of the soccer team that are running their way down this cobblestone path. They're making their way at a pretty clip pace. You have maybe like 3 rounds between you and them before they get to the point at the bottom of the hill.
Could I use this turn? I know we're not quite in combat, but could I use this to summon Arya and get her on the field already?
How long does it last?
I think.
If it's not like a minute thing, I'd say yeah, absolutely.
I don't remember it being a minute thing. I think it's pretty much just during whenever we're in combat, she's out if I've summoned her.
Then yes, you can absolutely summon her as you're moving down the hill.
I will.
Nova Seeker, at the pace that Star Seeker and Soul Seeker are moving, they're probably going to get to the soccer team about the same time they're getting to the base of the hill. which means that if you're going to try to jump over them, that's going to make it a little bit difficult because they're going to be meeting before that optimal position. You can just tell based on the pace that they're making right now.
Okay, like, I'm gonna struggle to jump over Nova Seeker, and Sky Seeker.
You are no. What I'm saying is, Star Seeker and Soul Seeker are going to meet the boys before they reach the optimal position that you could jump and get over them.
Gotcha. And the hover doesn't work horizontally; it just works to keep me in a spot.
It does sort of, like, you can coast at an angle. We've done this before. I'm just saying that you said you were waiting for that optimal position. Based on the movements of everybody right now, you can see that the two of them are going to meet the boys before they get into that optimal position. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah. I think Damian is going to try to leap down then and just anticipate the fact that he's going to land in their midst. But before he does, he's going to face his fear in doing this and get a little brave and cast what is it? My restoration one. I don't know how long it takes, but I'm pretty sure it's a standard spell.
It's an action then.
Yeah. I'd like to cast restoration 1 to give everybody 1d4 plus 3. What the fuck? Sorry, somehow. Yeah, temp HP.
I like it. Yeah. So as you jump and begin to hover your way down, you can absolutely cast that spell and give everybody that 1d4 plus 3. Go ahead and roll it.
6.
6. So everyone adds 6 temporary hit points to your sheet.
Ooh.
They go right below your current hit points.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
How long does Amplify last?
The entire combat.
Yeah, until combat's over.
Okay, cool. Oh, concentration. Nourishing concentration.
Yeah, or if you go unconscious.
Yeah, I just cannot read. Don't mind me. Yeah, as I'm running down, I'm gonna cast Amplify.
Okay. You're casting Amplify. You have that aura beam out around you, so that's going to give everybody that +1 to attack. Okay. Yeah.
I was just wanting a reminder of how many temp HP we got because I got distracted.
6.
Thank you.
Okay. So with this in mind, I'm going to be positioning you all on the map like so. And I would like everybody to go ahead and roll me some initiative.
Are we supposed to see the map?
You will be here in a second.
Okay.
Don't forget to click your tokens when you do it.
Oh, shoot.
The transition of screen happened as I clicked that.
Same.
Do you want to go with my 2 or my 12?
Well,
I forgot
the first
to click,
thing
yeah.
you rolled was a 2, so...
Yeah.
Let's see. Star
18
Seeker
for
got
me.
18, thank you.
Why is there decimals?
Was there what?
I don't know. Your guess is as good
It's
as
a
mine.
tie break thing.
Oh, yeah.
It includes your dex or something.
I see. Spells cost free, NP?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Well, like level 1 spells, I mean, yeah.
You're so far.
Matt, do you want me to go ahead and place Arya on the map?
Yes, please.
Summon her 20 feet away, so I will put her... She'll be following you guys back. Also, I summoned her in Void. So currently, actually, she's changed a little bit since we last summoned her in Void. You'll notice that she still has that slightly greenish, like plant-like quality, but in her tail, it's kind of gone almost to a midnight sky to reflect kind of David. So you'll see like very dark black, but almost like a constellation in her tail.
I like
I'm
it.
gonna cry, John. I'm gonna fucking cry.
Okay.
The ones in the uniforms are the ghost hunters, or
Yes, the ones in the uniform are the Ghost Hunter. I'm giving them the initiative of 0. Bianca is in turn order. She moves for everybody.
Melody's not in the.
Melody, no.
Melody is...
Oh, no.
Okay, I can add that.
Thank you.
And you got an 8. Okay, there we go. We are in turn order. Let's go ahead and check out the scene. Okay, here we go. So as you can all see, you are at the bottom of the map down here. Damian, Nova Seeker, you're kind of still hovering where you are right now. I'm going to say you're about 5 feet up and still kind of hovering as you're making your way down to the ground. You're just behind. Excuse me. You're just behind Sky Seeker and Blossom Seeker. Nova Seeker and Soul Seeker are both up ahead a little bit, and you can all see the soccer players running in that direction. We're going to say that this right here is the crest of the hill, right there where it's ending. So actually, you're a little higher than that, Damian. You're more like, let me do the math in my head. You're 15 feet in the air. Excuse me. 15 feet in the air. So, we're going to start things off at the top of the turn order with Sky. Sky Seeker, you are first up. What do you want to do?
I don't know if I can do anything. I'm not good against, so what's it called? Boards.
What's the range of your weapon? 15?
15. Hi. I'm having trouble with the map. Misbehaving on me, so if I move 30, I'm only here. They're still too far.
Salud.
Oh, I will just move forward. I think, unless I run, I could do double movement.
You can do double movement.
I think moving around them would be like doubling your move and moving around them's a good call.
Yeah, I want to aim for the. I'm better at beam. I have beam, so I'd rather aim for the big guy, or one of the big ones.
That is fair. I'm
Way out
going
of
to
range.
give you a little bit of details about what's going on here on the map. You can see their tombstones here, right? They're kind of spaced every 10 feet or so. This is considered a little bit of difficult terrain. If you move around them, you're fine. If you try to move through them, you're going to be stumbling a little bit, and it's going to cost you double movement to do so.
But if you run down the path between two stones,
Then
it should
you
be okay.
are fine, yes.
Okay, but if you go like this,
Go
you're
like that,
stumbling.
You are stumbling at least a little bit. So you got to take into account those tombstones.
Go to the hordes, right?
Yeah,
There's a
functionally
horde.
speaking, they are hordes, these three groups of students here. I will also remind you all about dynamic objects. For this battle, there are 3 total dynamic objects that are up for grabs. What you use and how you use them is up to you.
So trees, tombstones, soccer balls.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want them to chase me. Well, they probably will, but you can't go diagonal with these. I end up right next. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where to run. I'm gonna end up right next to them, and I don't want to.
You don't have to run either. You can wait. There's other people right behind you in turn order, so.
Yep. I am. She will just move over here. Another 15.
While you're doing that, I'm redeeming a hydration check just because I feel like it. So everyone get a drink of water.
I have to go and get my water bottle. I'm dumb. I left it in the kitchen.
I have water with a bit of Gatorade in it.
Hey, that counts. So are you moving, or are you going to end your turn right there?
I'm ending there. It's 15 feet.
Okay.
I don't want to move too far that way or too far that way.
That is fair.
So
Okay.
let's do what everybody else does.
Well, Starseeker, you're up next.
Hi. I'm gonna meet them head on. And take an attack with my sword.
Absolutely.
Using my bonus action to flare.
Okay, using your bonus action to flare, that's going to give you a little extra damage if you do hit. Go ahead and roll your attack. And as you're doing so, I'm going to tell you a little bit about these soccer players. You know, Laropa High is equal opportunity. There's both ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between on this team. So you can see people of all across the gender spectrum running up here, wearing that soccer uniform. You know, the short shorts, the T-shirt, and the sweatbands, the whole shebang. They're running towards you. But here's the thing. Like, when you get close... Oh, shin guards. Can't forget the shin guards. Thank you, Damian. But the thing you do notice picking up immediately is how sickly these individuals look. Like, their cheeks are sunken in, they have dark circles under their eyes. As they're reaching their hands out to you, their fingernails almost seem to be like pulling back, and there's redness around their cuticles. They look very sickly, but they're definitely coming at you. Now, you rolled, it looks like you're an unarmed attack.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. I'm so silly. I can read core.
It's okay. I mean, you rolled a base 16, so just add what it's supposed to be with your sword.
Yeah, the reason is because they're both +4, so I just looked at the first +4 one.
Okay, well, good to go. That's definitely going to hit. Just make sure you roll your actual damage.
Yeah. First, do we do damage first or staggering blows first?
We're going to do the damage first and then the staggering blow.
Cool. Okay, damage. The D12. That is 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. And then...
9 once we include the flare.
Yes, thank you. And then they get pushed back because you rolled a... hold on. You have to roll a certain number on the dice. What's the number?
Yeah, I rolled a 16 on the die.
If you roll a 16 on the die, then that's when you get it? Perfect.
Yeah.
Then you use the flat of your blade, smacking them almost like a baseball, taking
exactly
that...
what I was thinking.
Yeah, sure, but 9 points of damage, and they go flying back how many feet?
10 feet
10
in a direction
feet.
of my choosing.
Well, that's a little difficult because it's a horde. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool. So they can't. I was wondering how that worked. If they could even be detached.
Not technically. So they can move the 10 feet, but it's more going to be like this.
Oh,
so they have
okay.
to technically be in contact.
Cool. Neat. Awesome. Now, I want to immediately use my new combat technique. Quicksword technique.
Okay.
And I'm going to follow after, because I can move without provoking attacks of opportunity up to 15 feet as a free action after I make an attack.
I like it.
I'm just getting myself in the middle there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That looks
my
like it's
turn.
going to be it. So we're moving next to Blossom Seeker.
All right, so for bonus action, I'm going to have Arya do the move here action and move her 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, a little closer. And then I'm going to move myself 15, 20, 30. And then from here, I will actually do something new. I haven't done this yet. I think for the Horde, I'm gonna take the umbrella, point it at them, and you're gonna watch a beam of energy slowly focus in on the tip as you see a little rose bloom and then launch out as I cast Explosion.
Ooh, I like it.
And what I'm imagining is it's going to go into the middle and it's going to kind of burst out in vines and growth and then kind of pull them back in for a second. So just for flavor.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about Explosion for a minute. You got to make a roll to see whether or not you do full damage or half damage. So why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay. And it's +1 with the... so 14?
Does that bonus affect this roll, Kira? I feel like it doesn't, but I might be wrong.
Sorry, which bonus?
For Aisha's spell, you get a +1 to attack rolls, but this is a roll, you're trying to roll above a 15 to see whether or not you do full damage on the explosion.
Oh, I think it would because it's a spell attack roll. But it's your call if you want to.
Yeah, I'm willing to go with that, but I feel like you have to hit a 15 if I'm remembering correctly. Or am I remembering wrong on Explosion?
I will need to look at the rules.
I'm going to pull that up real quick. I remember it's a certain number.
I can pull up the information. Doesn't have anything.
Or am I thinking of the older version?
If I'm reading the correct version, I think it says 16.
Deals damage to one target.
Let's see. Yeah, it's 16, yes.
It is 16. Okay, there you go. So I was one off. So that is going to be a failure, a miss on that. So you still do damage, but it's going to be half damage.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and roll your damage.
And then does that get the bonus of the, what was it for amplify?
The bonus
Or-
flare.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say yes. It does, because that affects everybody. Is that right, Starseeker?
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
affects the squad.
Then yeah.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How do we? Are we able to tell like how many ones were in that roll? Because ones are supposed to be re-rolled. Rolled ones become free, rather.
Well, it was an 8 that they rolled. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's just 1d12.
yes,
Okay.
just 1d12. So here's the good news. Here's the bad news. It did half damage, so it drops to 5. But I'm adding that 3 on top of that after the
Oh.
reduction.
Oh.
So it's actually going to be 8 points of damage to the Horde. That is, I believe you're doing the one that's next to Aisha.
Mhm.
You cast your spell, and it's just an explosion of vines that whip and smack at everybody before drawing them in once again. The one that Starseeker had just clobbered drops to the ground unconscious. And the rest of the team that's around them look pretty jacked up.
Good. That was my intent. And that is everything, so that's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay. Next off, you're hearing some rustling of leaves and grass somewhere in the distance, up ahead of you, but unfortunately you're not really able to see anything.
Curse you, passive perception.
Was it the Wanderer?
I wonder indeed.
I wonder. You hear in the back the individual in robes towards the back where the ghost hunting club is kind of standing there. You can see them a little bit in the light, though they are kind of shadowed. You can at least see their silhouettes and this kind of stunned expression on their face right now. The cultist back towards them glances back at your group, yells something, but it's kind of caught in the din, and it's a little harder to hear what it is they're saying, because, you know, all the soccer kids are running and yelling at the top of their lungs right now. They then turn back towards the ghost hunting club, and you don't really see what happens. I'm going to roll something here real quick. However, you can see that as one, the 5 of those, the kids, the ghost hunting club, cower back. They grab onto one another and just cower for a moment. The other cultist, the one in the robes that are halfway between you and the group, is going to move up 30 feet to right there. Yep, they are going to move up again. And they yell out, "All of you, stop those Magi-Knights! Kill them all!"
You wish.
Okay. When that happens, this group right here, hearing their leader call this out, are going to surge forward. Moving to get around Aisha. And
It's when they leave.
What's that?
I was gonna say it's when they leave my threat range, like 5e, right?
Yes, that's correct. They moved into your range and just kind of started circling around you. I am going to need you to make for me a athletics check as they all come running towards you, attempting to kick you and pummel you with their feet. Because, they're soccer players.
Oh crap! I'm sorry. I'll take the lower one. I did not know advantage was on
Okay.
from before.
Yep, that's no problem. That is a 14. That is a failure. They surround you and start kicking you as hard as they can over and over again. You're going to take 8 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage.
I still have my reaction, so I would like to cast Barrier.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be 3 more mana points, but you can throw up your barrier. That is going to deflect some of this damage. How much does that deflect in total?
This was physical damage, so a number of d4s equal to my man plus rep, and then 1, so 4d4.
4d4.
That is d4. 12.
Oh, yeah. Without issue, you throw up the shield around you as the flying feet just start hitting it over and over, smashing against that shield. But you are unharmed.
It looks like Reflect from Kingdom Hearts 2.
I like it. I like it. Okay, that's that group. The next group is this trio here that is surrounding Aisha as well. I feel like they're just going to be moving ahead. So one of them is moving out of your threat range. Star Seeker, you can make an attack of opportunity. Oh, wait a minute. No, you just use your reaction. No, you cannot. Never mind.
Let me double check.
Oh, it's reaction.
Yep, it is a reaction, so you can.
I did not do the thing to make it faster.
So they are going to move. They're going to be moving 5. They are moving towards Sky Seeker. So they're going to be coming around.
Kira, I'm curious as well. Would Arya get an attack of opportunity? Or is it just me, the player?
That's a good question.
I will look. If I can't find it quickly, I'll ask Derek.
I'm like 70% sure that Arya can't be until like higher levels, but I might be wrong. I'm looking as well.
Spell pass. Something spell pass. A summon can use your reaction to attack an enemy that provokes an attack, but they use your reaction.
Okay, there you go. So it's using your reaction, but you can do it.
Awesome. I will do it. Let's see. Although, how can I... Oh, there it is. Okay, I can hit. 16 plus 1 to hit.
That will hit.
Right, and then it's... Oh, wait. Okay, so it's going to be 8 void damage plus 3. So 11 void damage.
Yeah, that's definitely enough to take out one of the soccer team. So Ari just comes jumping up, slamming into their chest as they're moving away, knocking them down to the ground unconscious. Only 2 of the soccer players have managed to get close to you now, Katrina. I need you to make an athletics check as well. DC is a hell of a lot lower than it was previously.
22.
Easily enough. There's only 2 of them. You have your whips out in your hands, and they're just trying to kick at you, but you're smacking it away with your whips, and they do not get purchase. The last group of the soccer team is there holding on to the Ghost Hunting Club, who are currently cowering. And for their turn, they are going to force the Ghost Hunting Club kids to their knees, as they are just weeping and sobbing in fear right now. So I'm going to just kind of have them move around a little bit, but that's about it there for their turn. Next off, you can hear a little bit more rustling of leaves somewhere in the distance, but you're not quite sure where. It's difficult to tell, but you can slightly hear it. Melody, it's your turn.
Okay. I think I want to make double movement, whatever that's called, I forget, to get as far or as close as I can to where the Ghost Hunting Club is. So my little rollerblade wheels come out of my boots and I move.
Just show me the path that you're moving for me.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying
you have
to.
these guys here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around them over where that person is X'd out, because I'm assuming I can just go over them, right?
Yeah, definitely. You'd be able to just kind of hop over them real quick. You're a Magi-Knight. You can do that.
Okay. So,
In fact, I kind of
yeah.
imagine as you're rollerblading, you jump and you like pull your legs up and do one of those little jump poses real quick before landing and skidding past.
I probably
That's
do.
better than what I thought. I thought you were gonna do a quick grind jump off of the tombstone. Like you're definitely getting cursed.
Okay, so I'm gonna move 40 first, and then I'm gonna figure out from there because I need to avoid this other guy. So.
Perfect.
Okay, so there's my 40. And I guess I'll go well, let's see. Why does he have to be there? He's ruining everything. Okay, I'll go. So I went diagonally and then up this way.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. It's kind of weird rollerblading on grass, but you're a Magi-Knight. It's fine.
They're magical rollerblades.
Exactly.
All right.
A little bit of grass is like being ripped up on the ground as you're moving. There's just a little cloud of dust. I like it.
Exactly. Okay, and now I would like to use, what is my spell called? Oh, right. My manipulate spell
Okay.
on this cultist guy here. Because it's just a non-outsider, so any cultist.
Yep, he is a non-outsider. That would work on the cultist.
Okay.
What does he need to roll?
You roll to resist magic, and the DC is 13.
Perfect.
And the way I cast that is I take out my pack of strawberry bubble tape and I shove a whole wad of it in my mouth and I chew it up and blow this huge bubble and then toss it at him to pop on him to wind him up.
I like it.
And I say, looks like you're in a sticky situation.
Here we go. Roll to resist magic. I rolled a nat 1. That's
Oh,
a
yes!
failure.
Okay.
the gum just expands, wrapping around them, sticking them into place. It's like oozing down their arms and legs, and just like they're trying to struggle against it, but they are currently bound.
Perfect.
Tell us a little bit about what happens once they're bound in this way.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I should have clicked on the spell, huh? Let's see. Where is it on the list? Oh, that's right. Okay, so says if they no. Okay, if they failed. Oh, this is the old one. I think I changed this. Oh no, it's my character sheet that has the old one. Okay, so it says if they failed by 5 or more, which they did, as a bonus action, I can inflict them with the prone condition. So yes, I'm going to use my bonus action to do that.
Heck yeah! You pull. Like the gum, you use your bonus action and command it, and it just stretches and yanks them down to the ground, and they just, pancake there on the cobblestone.
Yes. And I actually just realized I could not move twice since I took an action, so I'm going to move back. I totally forgot.
You know what? You're right. That was my bad, too. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it, so I'll just move back to where I was, because I can still reach him, because I have 60 feet, so...
Oh, jeez.
Melody entered God mode. It's fine.
For some reason, I was thinking to myself, oh, yeah, that's a bonus action. That's totally fine. Then, wait a minute. Oh. Well.
Yeah, I just realized as soon as I said I'm using my bonus action, I was like, wait, I took 3 actions, technically, so...
That's okay.
Okay.
We figured it out in the end. That's all good.
Yes. And then I'm just gonna say, nice to meet you, Mr. Sticky Number 2.
I really wanted to be the same guy so bad, and you still say that.
Salem takes psychic damage. Oh, God.
Okay, that's it for Melody's turn. Melody, what's your passive perception?
It is 14.
14. Good to know. You're facing that cultist who's stuck there on the ground, and you say your little quip, and out of the corner of your eye, over here near this mausoleum, which I'll show everybody here on the map as well. Over here on this mausoleum right here, you see this little poof of dust somewhere around there for just half a second, but then it's gone.
Okay, can I say something about it?
Yeah, you can, absolutely.
Okay, I say, I just saw some dust over there by that mausoleum.
Gopher?
It's a graveyard. There's going to be dirt and dust.
No, it moved.
Okay.
Can I ask a question besides this one?
Go for it.
If I cast Explosion on the dudes holding Aisha down, or
down.
They're just surrounding her.
They're just surrounding. The explosion, will it catch Aisha in the explosion or no?
No.
Okay, tight. There's no friendly fire.
There is no friendly fire.
Tight.
And with that in mind, Damian, Nova Seeker, it is your turn.
How apropos. So how's my movement working out? If I'm in the air when we start,
You're just going to coast 15 feet forward as 15 feet of movement and land on the ground. Super simple.
But is that part of my movement?
It is part of your movement, yes.
Gotcha. Bummer. Okay, well, it's going to be easier for me to count 30 from 3. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There.
15.
Okay, so that's 30. And I just want to confirm. Yeah, they're well within. I'm going to, with all of the commotion that's been going on at school, and these poor kids coming after our school and causing havoc on our first day back, and then the garbage that got strewn around, but like seeing their like emaciated forms and realizing that they're just victims in all of this, I'm going to, as benevolently as possible, cast explosion on that group, but it's coming from like a deep anger that's replacing the fear of this battle, right? Damian has been struggling with a ton of fear ever since that massive prawn fight where he was holding on for dear life against that bathroom door, and then like the janitor, again, seeing that and that confrontation, he just like ran back into the bathroom and had kind of like this PTSD experience of like holding the bathroom door closed and freaking out about it. And so like to be back in this armor and back in a battle, there's this just terror that turns into unjust anger. Like, this is not fair for these kids. So yeah, that flame is going to spark a little fireball in the midst of them and explode, but not in a bomb kind of way, but in this like just light shining on them kind of way.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens. That's a 20.
Oh, that's full damage, baby.
And then 1d12 plus 3 again, right? Because
correct.
First attack. That's going to be 12 damage.
12 points of damage with the just pure desire to help these kids and see them safe, or at least free from the influence of whatever cult is currently holding them. You unleash this burning fiery light that illuminates and radiates over them all before knocking them all out. You just watch as this energy cascades over all of them. You see them kind of roll their eyes upward and cry out in not quite pain, but not quite euphoria at the same time. It's almost a mixture of the two, and then they just crumple down to the ground, knocked unconscious.
Nice.
Hell yeah, Nova Seeker!
That's exactly how
Arya
many hit points
blinded.
they had.
Alright. Cool.
It's
Well,
so
that-
nice not to be fighting things geared for someone higher level than us.
Okay, that's it for your turn. Bianca and the Ghost Hunting Club kids have all been knelt down and are currently being restrained. You can see them kind of struggling a little bit on their turn, but they are unfortunately unable to get away in this moment. We are now at the top of the turn order. So Sky Seeker, what you got going on? You got two of these soccer players now around you. They're both looking pretty hurt from a metaphysical kind of point of view, because your weapons don't actually hurt them, but you know what I mean. Anyway, they are looking kind of injured. But they are around you. So, what do you want to do?
Okay, I have a couple questions. First, am I able to use a spell against somebody else with someone next to me?
Technically, yeah. In Magi-Knights, spells don't seem to cast make opportunity attacks, as far as I know. I have not seen anything in the book that says you can't. You do, so yeah, you're good.
Okay. The other thing is restrained. What does restrain do? Is it next action they'll have to use to try to get out?
I can tell you.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. It says, as a standard action, you or an ally can attempt an opposed skill check. And on a success, you break free of the source that is restraining you.
So they would
but that's if it's a person, so it's probably against the DC of my spell.
Yes.
Okay. So their next action will have to be used to break free anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
better
and
get
they're
these
also
guys-
prone too.
Okay. Would that be disadvantage on attack? They can 5E, I believe it's disadvantage if you're prone.
Yeah, they're made with the attacks against them are made with advantage if they're within 15 feet.
Okay, well that one's too far. I'm just going to try to whip these two.
Good.
Get rid of them. So she's just gonna go whip. First attack. 10. I don't think
unfortunately,
hits.
a 10 is going to miss.
That means I don't get the bonus if I do.
Or
Well,
you can-
20. Or I could re-roll the. I guess I could use the coin.
You could use the coin if you want to use the coin.
You have the power.
Yeah. Do we need the coin for later? Is the question.
I think use it now. Like,
Why not?
turn that into a coin. Make that 22 your coin roll, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Where's my thing again?
If you're going to use the coin, we're just going to take that 22 as your first attack.
Okay.
Okay. There is the coin. There's your 22. Your first attack is a hit.
So it'll be 5 plus whatever the amplify is.
3.
3, so that would be 8 in total. Your first attack strikes true, hitting that soccer player across the face with your whip, and it just knocks them sprawling down to the ground, unconscious.
Okay. And 23 for the second one.
Also hits.
So 10.
Yeah,
no,
no, it would only be
just
on the
me.
first one.
Oh yeah, it's only in the first one. Okay,
But
7
that's
then.
okay. Still, 7 is more than enough. So describe for me real quick how you took out 2 of these soccer players at once.
Just wrap them around, boom. Pulls them down to the ground. They're out.
Heck yeah, they are.
Bonk their heads together before you knock them down.
There you go.
Okay, I'll do. Okay, and now I can move.
Now you can move.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'll just do that for now. And that is my turn.
That is your turn. Okay, next up we've got Aisha, who is no longer surrounded.
Yeah, I'm no longer surrounded. I'm just gonna rush forward my full 35 feet, and as I'm like approaching, I'm gonna like try and slam my sword into his side.
Yeah, you get to do this with advantage since they are knocked prone.
Yeah, this time I'm actually going to hit my weapon, and get a critical hit.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Roll that beautiful damage.
I don't know how to roll as a crit, so I'm just gonna do this and then multiply.
Just click it and it should roll.
I don't think it
didn't.
did.
No, it did not. That's disappointing. Okay, that's fine though.
Oh.
We'll just multiply that by 2.
So, oh, sorry, I forgot to say bonus action amplify. I imagine that goes after the times 2, so 13.
Yep, I'll allow it. 13 points of damage into this cultist. You slam down hard, hitting them in their gummed up state. Are you going to be pushing them as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna push them into I'm gonna push them like I push them like diagonally that way. To the
Yeah,
left
let's
of
see
me?
why not.
Yeah.
Shoom. I should
Yeah,
probably
and
like that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 feet. Cool. And then with, well, the attacking opportunity doesn't matter, but I'm going to move my 10 feet forward with quick sword. And that is my turn.
That's your turn. Salem, Blossom Seeker, you're up next.
Kind of a weird question. Is it possible to use a dynamic object to help Arya move more? Because Arya can only go 20 feet if I just tell her to move, but I'm envisioning Salem running up there, holding the umbrella, and right as she jumps in the air, he flicks it open so she lunges off of it and jumps further. Because I would like to get her more out there.
I like where you're going. Let me take a look at something real quick.
It's cool, so I support it.
You know what? I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow you to make Arya move 40 feet instead of 20 by using that dynamic object. You just push them out with your umbrella. They go flying forward.
There we
and
go.
Land 40 feet ahead.
Perfect. And then... So that was my movement. That was bonus action. And then for my action, I actually want to see if I can look a little bit more where Melody was pointing with the dust to see if I can see something approaching or any action from that mausoleum.
Okay, so yeah, you can roll a perception check if you're trying to look with your eyes. If you're trying to sense with your mind, you're going to roll a mysticism check.
My mysticism is garbage. So we will try to see if I can find something. 20 perception.
Here's what I'm going to say. Like, visually, you cannot see anything, except for the shadows of all of those, you know, the tombstones. However, for a moment, you hear a little bit of a crunch, 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 and one of the tombstone shadows looks a little off. Like, around in this general area right over here, there's one that has a shadow with a little, like, imagine, if you would, a light source behind a tombstone, and it's got that cast of a long shadow. There's a little hump in halfway in the middle of it.
I will call out guys on the defensive and point to that one. Invisible outsider, possibly. Oh, boo.
That
Boo
was
on that
near
pun.
area.
It's running
Yeah.
this general
This area?
area here.
Yeah.
Okay, near them.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
All right. And that's my turn.
That is your turn. Let's see here. Okay. Next up, we've got the cultist who are over there by the kids. The cultist, doesn't seem to be looking back this time. Instead, they step forward and raise their arms outward, gibbering something that is difficult to hear in the wind. However, you do see this beginning of light start tracing around the ghost hunting kids and the kids on the soccer team that's holding them down. This kind of a pale, glowy, purpley light that seems to be going around them. Let me find my picture here real quick. Where is that? There it is. There we go. that's their turn. The cultist that is on the ground in gum has to fight to get up. So let's go ahead and see whether or not they can do that. This is going to be an athletics check.
So I just read that they actually can't get up until after they get out of their restraints because they have 0 movement.
Yeah,
and they need to use 15 movement to get up. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to try to get out first and then see if they can stand up.
Yes.
Okay. So this is going to be an athletics check.
Oh, it's mysticism if they're magically restrained, but I guess you don't have a skill list anyway.
Yeah, so, well, okay, so technically it would be a roll to resist again?
Yes, roll to resist magic again.
Fair enough. I was thinking more of the mechanics of, hey, it's gum, but yeah, you're probably right. And it's better for them anyway, but they still rolled a 12.
Whoa, barely.
Oh, so close!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're wiggling and struggling, trying to work their way out, but they are unable to free themselves. They are still lying prone.
They can't concentrate on the magic. I knocked some rocks into their shoes.
The soccer players in the back in that glowing sigil, they seem to be stepping backwards now.
If someone could get a beam or 2 on that head cultist, probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Too far.
There we go.
It's only like 60.
Yeah, same with explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we have to get to here before we can do anything.
Your bow at least can shoot farther with... I can't remember what the penalty is. Oh wait, you don't have a bow. I forgot you have the whip. I don't know why I keep thinking you have a bow.
There's something like air elemental about a bow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, anyway, Melody, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna double time it toward them now. So I'm right there, and I guess that's my turn.
Okay, so a few things happen as you're making your way towards there, which I'm going to go over with you. Right about here, Melody, you're riding in your rollerblades, skidding through the grass, when suddenly something lunges out at you from right here, slashing at you. However, as it appears and starts slashing at you, in that same moment, a loud crack of a gunshot echoes through the area. Boom! You see as this thing is slashing at you. Let's see whether or not it hits, first of all. It's going to be public. There it is. A 10 is a failure. You're skidding past it, and like those claws just barely miss your back. But at that same moment, you hear that loud gunfire crack. Boom! Need to roll that. I forgot this is weird. Yes, that is definitely going to hit. doing 13 points of damage to this thing. You look back as you're skidding, Soul Seeker, and you see just an explosion of energy, boom, out of the side of this thing's skull. You now actually get a look at this thing for the very first time, and dear God, it is horrific looking. It's on the top of its head is just a giant open mouth, which underneath is one large singular eye. The thing has 3 large arms, 2 from either side, one coming out of its back, each arm tipped with a 3-fingered hand that has a razor-sharp claw on the end of it. The creature also has 3 legs, 2 to either side, 1 to the center, kind of standing in almost a tripod-like position. I'm also going to need everybody. Let's see here. Basically, I'm going to need everybody but Blossom Seeker and Nova Seeker to make me some roll to resist horror rolls.
I have to do a thing, right? Burden of leadership thing.
What's up?
Before rolling any other effects, you can give afterwards make a leadership skill check.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Sorry, I knew that, like, since I have the leader thing, there's a thing I can do when we encounter a horrific thing, but I see it's after if we get horrified.
Gotcha. So I'm going to need everyone to make rolls to resist horror. You're rolling a D100, and you're adding your purity modifier to it.
Yikes.
That makes sense. You're the closest to it.
Modifier doesn't do much with 100. Unless you roll 100.
105.
Wow.
I have to go AFK for 1 second. I'm sorry.
Okay, no
I'll
worries.
be right back.
Yeah, no worries. That 21 is a failure. Melody is horrified. And it looks like Star Seeker, that is a failure for you as well. You are also horrified.
What did I have to roll? I rolled a 99.
No, sorry. Sky Seeker, not Star Seeker. Star Seeker, you're fine. Sky Seeker rolled a 34.
What do you do for horrified?
Okay, so here's what happens when you're horrified. You both have the horrified condition. You immediately gain 1 stress point. You have a disadvantage on skill checks and roll to resist. Your movement is reduced to 0. You cannot take any action that would deal damage or affect an enemy. Attack rolls against you automatically succeed. You automatically fail any leadership check you make. It goes on. You are dropped to the bottom of the initiative track. This occurs with multiple Magi-Knights. Adjust their turn order based on their previous initiative roll, which I'm going to go ahead and do. It sucks when you get horrified.
In summary, we can't do anything.
In summary, you can't do anything.
Would I be able to do the burden of leadership before the turn order switch?
No, it happens first, and then, and I think, is that an action that you can do it? Double check for me.
As a squad, once personally played, it is an immediate action upon first encountering a horrific creature or horrific situation in a combat encounter, but before rolling for any other effects, you give some words of inspiration to your team. Afterward, make a leadership skill check, DC 18. On a success, you remove the horrified condition for yourself or for another Magi-Knight who successfully passed your own roll to resist.
Actually, then, yeah, it does sound like it would happen first. Okay, so yeah,
Cool.
go ahead and make your leadership check.
Okay.
And what's that against?
It's just a DC 18 according to the book.
DC 18? Okay.
Yeah. Where is my character sheet? I closed it looking at the book. Leadership, and then I get to add the D4 after this. Oh, fuck. Advantage was on.
23 was
way.
first.
Still, first roll.
Yeah, 23.
23 is a success.
It doesn't matter, but I'm rolling a D4. 25 total. Cool. I don't know if I should wait for Kira or...
Probably should just go ahead and move on.
Yeah, cool. She's gonna say, don't worry, we can overcome this. I will protect everyone. I'm going to give the effect to our beam user. I'm going to de-horrify Skyseeker.
Okay.
Does Melody have beam as well?
Not to my knowledge. It's I don't remember the other spell, but it's manipulating something else.
She has a healing spell, I think.
Yeah, it's a healing spell.
Okay.
Barrier.
Well,
I'm the barrier.
in that case, so Skyseeker, you hear these inspiring words from your leader, and you're able to push past the horrific condition.
I do have a question, though. Is
Yeah.
there a way to get out of the horrific condition, or you're just stuck with it for the rest of the battle?
That is a good question. You at the end of your turn, you get to roll to resist horror again.
Okay.
Also, just so y'all know, as a bonus action, another Magi-Knight can make a leadership check on their turn. On a success, they replace the horrified condition affecting one Magi-Knight with the distressed condition, which is a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
So any Magi-Knight can do that on their turn as a bonus action. What's up, Damian?
First of all, allow me to apologize for not reading my whole character sheet when we were rolling initiative, but I totally forgot since we leveled up that I took the magical foresight tactic, which allows me to add my MAM to my dexterity modifier when rolling for initiative, and I didn't do that. Is there a way we can metagame me and bump me up by 3? I'm willing to let this turn end and then do it on the next one.
That's
this
fine.
guy's about to go.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll get to that at the end of this turn. I'll remove you up, so it would be 3 more, so you'd be 5, which will at least get you up ahead of one of them.
Yeah, because MAM is whatever your
Magic attack
bonus
modifier.
is from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it would be +3.
Okay. So we will deal with that at the end of the next turn, but for now you're going to keep in the same order you were in. Melody drops to the bottom. That doesn't affect anything until next turn either. That's okay. We got a little bit of stuff going on before the turn is over. So let's get into that a little bit. Okay, so Aisha, you hear a little bit of rustling of grass and some cobblestone, and it's just enough to make you kind of look around, but then something jumps up at you from out of nowhere. They are attacking you with advantage because they are hidden. Let's see how this goes. That's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. You're going to take 4 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make an athletics check for me.
Yeah.
That should not have been an advantage, so it's a 23.
Oh, you rolled it?
Well, we both roll it. We roll
Oh,
opposed.
okay. I understand. It's an opposed civilization. Oh, sorry, I got very confused for a second.
Yeah, it says target must make an opposed athletics check to this roll. Oh, to this roll, actually. So you'd be rolling against the 21. That's interesting. Okay, good to know. So a 6 definitely fails. You are now restrained. And you're going to take that 4 points of damage. I'm going to put this little blue dot to remember that you're restrained. Hey, Melody. Here's some stuff that's going on right now. You currently have the horrified condition.
I figured.
Yeah.
I
So
made a
you
tough choice.
know what that means. I've already read it to the audience, so I'm not going to get into
Yes.
that until it's your turn, but you have dropped to the bottom of turn order.
I made a
Okay.
tough choice and used Burden of Leadership on Skyseeker.
Now, here's the thing. You'll remember what happened is this thing was lying in wait. You moved right past it, and so that's when it popped out trying to hit you. It missed you, but when you saw it, you immediately became horrified. That's what happened on your turn. So on its turn, which it is its turn now, it is going to move up towards you and attack you. As you are horrified, the attack immediately succeeds. I'm gonna roll this, but it doesn't matter. Here's your damage: 4 points of piercing damage. Wow, that's weird. It was 4 points both times. Huh. Wow, I rolled a 1 both times. That's crazy. 4 points of piercing damage. Now, I gotta double check this one, whether or not you have to make that roll or not, or if you just fail it automatically. You get disadvantage on a skill check, so I need an athletics check at disadvantage. However, I'm just gonna tell you, look at, that's a 26 you have to beat. I'm not sure if you're able to get there.
I don't think I can. Let me check. Yeah, I only get +2, so I just automatically failed. Do you want me to roll still?
No, there's no point in having you roll if there's no possibility. Well, actually, yes, because a nat 20 is a success no matter what.
But with disadvantage?
That means you have to literally roll 2 nat 20s in a row. But it's still possible. You know roll
That's
20.
comical.
You know
How many
roll
times
20.
have we had 2 nat 1s? It's...
That's worse.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
You actually did 1 out of 2. I want that for you so bad, but it is a failure. You are unfortunately restrained as well as horrified.
Oh, dear. Okay.
That red dot on you currently is the horrified condition. This blue dot on you is the restrained condition.
Okay.
Damian, it is your turn.
Please cut this.
I want to make sure I'm not muted. I don't think I am. Great.
Nope.
Well, forgive the pun, but this is horrifying.
Ew.
I am just gonna run forward my 30, my 6 squares here. And I go ahead.
So here's the deal: as you get closer, you do catch a good glimpse of the outsider for the first time. Now that you're closer, you can see it. This is your first time seeing it. I need that roll to resist horror, and I'm going to be needing one from Salem here too. I just realized when I moved this one close to Aisha, you would have seen it too. So I need the both of you to do this before even Nova Seeker moves.
Oh, okay. I'll move back.
Yeah, sorry. I just looked at it and like, oh shit, you are in range now.
D100.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
It's
purity.
D100 plus purity.
My purity is +1. Okay, fun. Is there a way to do that, or do I just roll the 1?
I mean, technically, yes, there is a way. If you do /roll 1d100 plus whatever.
No, I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's a 29.
29. Both of those are failures, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
The both of you gain the horrified condition.
Okie dokie. That sucks.
And I think this is actually a perfect cliffhanger moment to pick things up in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Because here's what's
Hate
going
everything.
on, folks. Here's what's going on. 4 of our Magi-Knights are horrified. 3 of your Magi-Knights are horrified. They get to, on their turn, remake the rolls at the end of that turn, but for at least this next round, they're SOL. Those who are still up and not horrified are Skyseeker and Starseeker. We'll find out what happens in 2 weeks. Will they be able to defeat them or not? Oh yeah, and Arya. Arya's fine. Honestly, I don't think Arya does that.
Yeah, no. Alright, she's from a different world. This is fine. Just
Yeah.
whatever.
She is one of those horrifying creatures, actually. You just befriended an outsider and brought it here.
You know what? That's fine. I accept.
Fun.
Well, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in 2 weeks to see the finale of this cliffhanger episode. Will the outsiders defeat our heroes and eat them all? Will our heroes be able to get free from their horrified status and actually put up a fight? We'll see in 2 weeks. It should be interesting. As always, we go around the table and have everyone tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. Since Ash and John, both of you went together, I'm just going to start with Ash and kind of go around from there. So, Ashley, go ahead.
I'm Ashleyien. I played Cat Skyseeker, and you can find me here every 2 weeks. That's about it.
Absolutely. John, you're next.
I'm John. I played Salem, aka Blossom Seeker, tonight. You can also find me on Monday nights in the Aether Tech Wars, where I play Draven, who currently we are in a bit of a pickle. I'm not quite sure how we're going to work our way out of it, but with enough smooth talking from Malachi and I, no, it's still a pickle. You can also find me on Instagram at CreativePanda88 or on Blue Sky at johnpoart.bluesky and all that other stuff. So,
Right on. Kira, you're next.
I'm Kira. I'm the assistant creator of Magi-Knights Awakening, which you can get the PDF on Drive-Thru RPG. And I'm also the author of the children's book, My Dad, the Game Master. And you can find that on Amazon, all of which you can find, as well as our social media accounts on our website, magi-knights.com.
Very good. Los, you're next.
Yeah. Did I mute? No. Sorry, I can't remember when I mute. My name's Los. I'm playing Damian and having a lot of fun doing it. I'm a full-time student and a parent, and so I don't have a ton of time to do other stuff. But you can find me on social networks at PDX Homebrew. Yeah.
Right on. Hana, you're next.
Hi, I'm Hana. I was your Aisha / Starseeker for the day. You can find me everywhere that matters online at Destiny Trio INC. Also here, obviously, every 2 weeks. And Sunday, the 14th of April, you can see me playing completely opposite of this character, my very misanthropic hacker girl who is very mad at her brother right now. Things didn't go so well. So check that out over on Singularity Roleplay.
Right on. Well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master and magic keeper here on the network. You can find me every Monday and Wednesday running games for this awesome cast and all of my awesome casts. And other than that, you can occasionally find me over on Lost Caravan RPG. You can occasionally find me over on All on the Table TTRPG, and pretty much everywhere on the socials as @ScruffyWanderer. Apart from that, I do a little bit of voice acting on the side, and I'm doing that a little bit more. And I'm always active on the socials, so come hang out and chat with me. And so, on behalf of everyone here in the Magi-Knights and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may your dreams be infinite. And good night.
99.
Night, guys.
We're going to be doing a raid here for Lost Initiative, so stay tuned.
What now?